Hi you guys, how are you today? I hope you're having a lovely Sunday morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is for you in your part of the world. Yeah, I start to say, Sunday morning because that's what it is for me. And then I go, yeah, except the friend from here is over there. Oh yeah, and then those guys are in Australia and okay, I got it wrong. So I'm not sure why these three got left behind, but I think I could probably tidy this up. We'll just go ahead and harvest first. So I've done some work. No, actually I want to be on here and then do that. I cleaned up, right? We've got all this going on. Now, it's been a revelation. I gotta tell you, things have not turned out the way I thought they were going to. And I mean, rather dramatically. So I'm going to have to do some things. I'm going to have to change some things. And not because I've changed my mind, but because I clearly know what I wanted. And this is not going to let me have it. And I do find it really surprising. Very, very much so. Now, why are these harvested and these are not? Probably because someone harvested the red ones for a quest and then didn't finish the others. I tend to do the tea all at the same time, whether it's needed or not. Okay, well, that's a mess. So we're just going to have to let these guys, and maybe, I replanted some new ones there, as the here at the end are some new ones as well. So what I'm going to have to do with these is just leave them go for over, more than a day, and they'll all get caught up again. That's all. That's it. That's all. And I may have more of these than I actually need moving forward anyway, to be honest. I've got some more of these planted somewhere else, and I'm thinking I probably am not going to need them anymore at this point in the game. I've definitely gone over the great big mountain o' doom that is diamonds when you start the game. At some point, by the time you can afford to have as many as you need, you don't need as many as you have. True story. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I thought I'd put in, all the flowers and trees and that, and I hoped I was going to have room for, at least, rows this size of everything. And I wanted some free space. I didn't want to cram these plants right up to the river. I want to be able to see some nice open space. This is a farm. We should have fields. We should have places we can breathe and enjoy the countryside and things like that. And what has actually happened instead? I do believe at this point I have every one of the trees and every one of the flowers planted. As you can see, not tons. This is only 63 or something in each of these rows. And if I've put in fuel pumps then, and I want to put in another through here somewhere, of course then there's a couple less for some things. But when you get down here along the coastline, I wanted nice open space along my coast, right? And the flowers are up to here already. Now this isn't too bad. This is, not entirely dreadful. But wait, there's more. The problem is, now that I've got all of the trees and flowers planted, a block at least of each, and in a couple of cases I've messed up and have two. Look how tight it is back here. This is like wrapped right around. Okay, there's a bit of a gap there I could do something with, I guess, but what I don't have, and this is a big deal, is space for a lot more of some things. I've got 936 of these. I was hoping for a few thousand. Yeah, wow, ouch, big difference, right? And I've only got 280 of these, and I know I want that tripled. And here I've only got 252, and I want that at least tripled. I'd like more, to be honest. These three seem to be the flowers that are the best for making money. And I could sit and do the math. I'm sure I could Google online and find out what the maximum amount you get for these are. But these are 7 days. Now this is level 50. What is that? That's 34 and 48. So at least the tulips and the daisies are, they're pretty close together in level. Now this is giving me almost 90,000. This is giving me 35. However, this is every 2 days. So I will get 3.5 crops in the same amount of time I get that one, right? So all of a sudden, this is making more money than that will in the course of a week. But it depends on how you play. This one, of course, now here it is at 50 and 34. So this is going to level a fair bit more yet. This is giving me almost 90, but this is giving me 48 in half the time. Well, okay, a little bit more than half the time. If it were 3 days and 12 hours, it would be half the time. But it's yeah, I want to sit down and do the math someday, but I don't know what these actually max out to. I don't think I've ever managed to get all 3 of these to level 250. But what I wanted to do is have a spot, and I may end up clearing these 2 rows over here for this, quite frankly, where I have a lot of those put in. I want to get them leveled, and then I want to be able to sit down and say, this is what you get for that, this is what you get for that, and this is what you get for that per week. And then you can tell by how you play what your style is. I used to play, where I'd come in once a week and do this, and I'd play 2 or 3 days a week, so I'd get, these done and these done, and there'd always be some tulips to get done. But I didn't play every day back then. I most assuredly do now. So where did I go here? I'm over here. I want to be down here someplace. But I have noticed that, like, down here I've got these yellow ones in, and that's probably fine. I've got extra tea down here, and I'm almost certain, like I said, at this point, I don't believe I need them anymore. I do have the crocus down at the end over here. Those will be bringing in, quite a lot of diamonds as they level. And then for here, I've got, the full row of the tea. I probably won't need this particular line of tea. I'm pretty certain I'm going to remove that at some point. And over here I've got the pink hydrangea and the pink daffodils, and I know I don't need those because I've got them somewhere else. So I can take out these 2 rows and put in, the tulips and the orchids, or more of the daisies, whatever that I want. And quite frankly, I've got 3 full rows of nuts there. I probably will leave those because nuts are not something that I plant and harvest very often. And they, the one is only available in the fall and winter, and the others are only available in the fall or in the winter. So if I ever run into a situation where I need nuts, it will be just easier to go over, and have that available. That's going to be the main nut supplier for the farm. So I may just go ahead and leave those 3. However, I've got these fir trees here that don't need to be in this long a group. And I've got a fruit tree down at the end, and I was thinking about taking these out and just putting them half and half, like down here. Where these rows are longer. I think I'll take out the fir trees and take out that one long tree right here of the fruit and put in half fir and half that. So these are all things I'm looking at. They're going to free up some rows for me here for those other plants that I need to add more of. But I was really shocked that I didn't have more room. I thought, we had that massive campground over here. I had all these little farm plots all over with yards and gardens and things. We had the big town, well, it wasn't that big, but it was a town section where everybody had their own yard around them. The animals have turned out to take up the exact same space, with the exception of the horses. The horses do have an awful lot of room here, but it looks kind of pretty, and I'm not going to change it. These I didn't have permanently in place. But remember, down in the bottom right corner here, I had that big herb garden, which was taking up a fair bit of room. I'm just, you know, we had the big carnival that was taking up massive amounts of room. I had a forest. I had that wild part with the old Stonehenges and stuff in them. And I thought, when you remove all of that, I'm going to have so much more room for crops. Didn't turn out that way. And I think probably because the field crop area is bigger than anything I've had probably combined in all my other farms at this stage. The river and the canals do take up, you know, a serious chunk of land running through the center there. And yeah, I'm now looking at changing things so I can actually get what I wanted to have. So wowzer. I thought I was going to be able to have so many more flowers and trees. And that, oddly enough, the tree situation has worked out to be almost exactly what it was in Air Dutch, on the Air Dutch farm. There's hardly any difference in the number of trees that I have. That is pretty constant. The flowers, actually, I think in some cases I have less than I do. I have less of some of them than I did in Air Dutch, which I found really surprising. And remember, I had that massive daisy farm on the Air Dutch farm. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm just surprised. I'm just really, really surprised. So I'm going to toddle down to the end. Anyway, I'm going to stop now, because at this point I'm just going to be, you know, moving things and just hauling stuff around again. But I'll see you again tomorrow. I hope you're having a nice Sunday. There is Formula 1 racing starting any minute, if it hadn't already. And if you are a fan, then I will say get out of YouTube and go check that out. I've got a lot of work I have to do today that's not related to, directly to recording and stuff like that. So I will get to do some of it, though, while the race is in the same room while the race is running. So at least I'll get to see that. So that's a goodly thing. Until I see you next time, guys, let's live our lives happy, build them beautiful. Thank you for the thumbs up, the likes, your comments, your views, your follows. And I am not streaming this afternoon, and for the next probably between now and the Christmas holidays, I won't be streaming on Sunday. However, Rhino is. He volunteered to take over that slot. There will probably be some multiplayer with him and my patrons, and if you want to drop in and see that group playing on Sunday, you can do that. But I am back tomorrow streaming. It's at Twitch, A Kiss for Luck. It's pretty easy to find. Bye-bye, guys.